Hello friends, welcome to my channel, and in today's lesson I'm going to teach you how to describe the rhythm of a poem. How is the rhythm of a poem achieved by the poet? Stay tuned because I'm going to give you a detailed explanation. I'm going to start by defining the term rhythm. And rhythm is a strong, regular, repeated pattern of sounds. The function or the effect of rhythm, we have two of them. And one is to create musicality. Number two is to make the poem memorable and interesting. And there are several ways in which the poet can achieve the rhythm of a poem. I have some of the ways here. And I'm going to start by repetition. Repetition is whereby a word or a phrase is repeated in a poem more than once. And the second way in which the rhythm of a poem is achieved is through the length of the line. A poet can use lines of the same length, that is, short lines of the same length or long lines of the same length. Or a poet can also use a mixture of long and short lines. Number three, we have the sound patterns. The rhythm of a poem is also achieved through the sound patterns. And the first sound pattern is alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of initial consonant sounds in words that follow each other closely. For example, you have the word small and stock. Can you pronounce the word? Very good. So small, we have the sound at the beginning, and stock, we have the sound at the beginning. So that is alliteration. Number two is consonant. Consonants, is similar to alliteration, but the difference is in consonants, it involves the repetition of a consonant sound at the middle or at the end of a word. For example, quick and break. When you pronounce the two words, we have the k sound and the k sound at the end. We can also look for a word with repetition of consonant sounds at the middle. Okay, in the word, can you pronounce these two words? Yeah, right. Little and letter. We have the t sound and the t sound repeated in the middle of the two words that follow each other closely. So that qualifies to be consonants. Number three, we have assonance, and assonance is the repetition of a vowel sound in two words that follow each other closely in a poem. And we have these words, thin and din. The E sound is repeated, thin, din. Lastly, we have rhyme. Rhyme are words that end with similar sound. In most cases, we find the rhyming word at the end of a poem. For example, the word brown and crown. They end with a similar sound, so the two words are rhyming words. Now I'm going to illustrate this in a poem. And we are going to describe the rhythm of this poem here on the board. And I want you to pause your video for a minute, read through the poem, and try to identify the ways in which the rhythm of a poem is achieved. Which one have you identified? Let us start with repetition. The last stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promised to keep. And miles to go before I sleep, and miles before I sleep. Have that a repetition of the phrase, and miles before I sleep. Is the first way in which the writer has achieved the rhythm of a poem. That is through repetition. The phrase, miles before I go to sleep. Number two, we have consonants. In which stanza? The second stanza, we have he gives his harness, bells, a shake. So number 2 we have consonants. And the purpose of consonants actually is to create musicality or to make the poem memorable. The other way, here we have alliteration, dark and deep. We have an initial consonant sound that is repeated, and we also have his and harness rhyme. And here we're gonna make the rhyme scheme of the whole poem. We're going to focus with the last words, and for you to make a correct rhyme scheme, you have to pronounce the word. So we're gonna pronounce all this word and create the rhyme scheme together. The first one is no. O, we have that O sound. So we're gonna start with the first alphabetical letter, that is the R. Number 2 we have though. Though and no, they end with a similar sound, so we use the same alphabetical letter to show that. Number 3 we have here, ends with an A sound, so we're gonna use a B because it's a different one from these ones. Number 3 we have no. No, no, oh sorry, snow, it ends with a O, though and no, they are similar, so you're gonna use the same letter, that is A. Now we move to stanza 2. We have shake, we have the K sound, we move to C. Mistake, similar again, C. Whip, different one, we have the sound, so we're gonna use a D. Flake, flake and mistake, they are the same, so we're gonna use a C. Now we move to the last stanza. We have dip. Dip and whip are the same, so we're gonna use a D. We also have keep and dip, they end with a similar consonant sound, so we're gonna use the same letter. We have slip, similar again, and finally we have slip, it's a D, it's similar. Our rhyme scheme is A, B, A, C, C, D, C, D, D, D. It's an irregular rhyme scheme, so the rhythm of a poem is achieved through irregular rhyme scheme. Lastly, the rhythm of this poem is achieved through the length of the lines. You can say they are short lines of the same length. That is how the rhythm of a poem is described, and I'm going to give you a 2-stanza poem to describe the rhythm, and make sure you give me your answers on the comment section. The poem here on the board is The Poison Tree by William Blake, the 2 stanzas. I want you to try and identify the various ways in which the rhythm of a poem is achieved in this poem. You can pause your video, try to look for alliteration, assonance, repetition, look at the length of the line and describe the rhythm of this poem, and give me your answers on the comment section. Thank you for watching, and bye bye. I'll see you next time. In case you have any question or any video you want me to upload, just tell me in the comment section. Bye.